Alright, what's up, guys? It's Kai here, and this is my first recording in a long time. I'm just gonna be talking about whatever is interesting to me, and we're gonna keep it really chill and relaxed here. So, yeah, it's obviously about how to make money and how to improve yourself so that you can get whatever you want in this world. Number one most important thing is to not chase bitches and to chase money instead, because whores, like, they're really stupid. It's all about respect and it's all about power, and if you don't have any power and you don't have any respect, then they're not gonna come and save you. Um, yeah. So, as for me and my personal development, I've I've been on this retention journey for a very long time now. As soon as I realized that it was a problem, uh, that I was not, expressing myself, giving my energy in a proper way, I definitely had to change my ways. I don't really recall when that was, but yeah, probably around 2020. I really began realizing, hey, this releasing for no reason is not a good idea. And I've had I've lasted as long as 6 months, 4 months, and this most recent one is two. I don't even know. I don't really count, but yeah, for at least 2 months, more than 2 months, 2 months and a bit. I haven't succumbed to urges, and it is the hardest thing, absolutely the hardest thing to um to not succumb to your desires and your uh, primal urges. And once you fall off the horse, it's very difficult to get back on. As in, you I really had to understand what I was dealing with. These animal, as best as I can describe, these are animal instincts. Okay, there's a difference. There's a very real difference in what the masculine and the feminine is. All right, to release and to succumb to pleasure is feminine. It's easy, and there's definitely degrees of levels of depravity. There's a real a pure level of love and intimacy, and then there's just pure lust, and that's what I really want to talk about. If you're sharing your energy with someone you love and not your hand, then I do believe that energy is really is well received, and it benefits you. But if you just release your energy into the void, there definitely is some sort of psycho there's definitely something more going on than what is really like what you can see, right? Like I think I'm struggling to put the words to it, but yeah, like whatever. Anyways, so as a man, it is total war. You must accept that. You must understand that there are people out there that want your resources, and it's always a competition. I don't know really when it's not a competition. Like in terms of research and scientific endeavor, like there has to be cooperation, because it's just too much for one single person, and you really have to thank the human condition and thank God that we don't kill each other all the time and we cooperate. But a lot of the time, it's a really competitive thing, and like I said it on my profile here, like we can discuss this, is that like this industry, like I believe that greed is built into markets and trading and such, then that systems are profitable but must be proprietary and exclusive. Until you are fully wealthy and believe in sharing and caring for others, you must be a silent assassin in the markets, because the edge will dull and your place in the market will be stolen from you. So precisely the fact is that, like, if you have a open position, people will know about it and it could affect the outcome. Like, especially if you're a large player, like strategy, or I still call them micro strategy, like they're not using leverage, but this is more of a leveraged situation. Okay, like it's really like it's really a battlefield when you're using high leverage, because 99% of the time it will reach your stop loss. Is what I noticed, is that it likes going to your stop loss more than to your take profit. Yeah, I've already been going off for about 7 minutes and 45 seconds. I just like talking, and yeah, I think I think that it's really good to do this. It's just to get my thoughts off my head, and to produce some content, and like I could go on for probably hours just saying all the concepts in my head, which I really need to do. This is what this is for, is just to have an open like dialogue with myself, and dialogue. Yeah, it's more of a monologue, but it's a dialogue, because like I'm like constantly reiterating ideas, and like like thoughts that come into my head, they're really quick. Like the reason I'm like talking like this is because I have to be a little bit more like less like loud, because there's people around me, so I don't want to disturb them. And it's early in the morning, and we don't want to disturb people from their sleep. It's about 9:20 a.m., right? As you can see by my desktop. So what the format of this video is like, I'm just going to be like playing replays of the highlights of my gaming. Yeah, and I'm going to talk about the markets and how how things are doing on that end. I can give and like I'm really close to a turning point of just succeeding and making a lot of money in the markets. And I know everybody says that, but like this is for real this time. This is like the best clue I can give you is that you must think like as a market maker in all your decisions. Even if you're like day trading, you must think like a market maker, and you must think every interaction is just you're making the market. And once you understand that, you're not going to make impulsive and stupid decisions. You're going to understand that it is completely random, and not one single candle is going to tell you the story. And it is a very, like, once you really get into like the meat and potatoes of the market, like the real, what turns these markets, what the mechanical aspects of how a market works in terms of the modern age, in terms of 2025 December the 30th, how these algorithmic and digital systems work, is that there's literally an infinite amount of variables, an infinite amount of turning points, infinite amount of unknown variables and participants that move these markets. So you're not really able to like discern much if you're very impulsive. Okay, so like what I mean by that is like, oh, this looks kind of like this looks kind of like it wants to go up, but that's what the market preys on. That's what the algorithm kind of preys on, is like it preys on these short-term ideas, or like short-term perspectives. Like as soon as it goes up there, it like in a literal flash, it'll fucking go back down. So like we really don't know what's going on in the short term, unless you have an edge, a bleeding edge. And that is what my system really counts on. It really uses as its foundation. And I'm really just blabbering right now. But what I'm saying is that, you know, like you have to be a participant in this market, in this industry. You need to understand it from the ground up. You need to look at all the news. You need to understand these data points, which is not that hard, really. Okay, you can just get a holistic angle, and you don't really need to like. You can obviously use these as indicators, and that's what like a lot of people do, right? That's like how the banks do it, and it's like they develop complete theories on like individual stocks, and like they do whatever they want. You know, and these are all indicators. Yes, they are all indicators, and you can develop a hypothesis or like okay, let's just look at the main story of the day. So here we can see that like some stuff has happened in the housing market, and we can see that the house price index has risen about a few percentage points, and this can tell us a lot of how the economy is doing. And you know, speculators or traders will, you know, like base their decisions. Well, banks will base their decisions on these things, and you know, people will deploy capital as such. You know, yeah. So that's cool. So yeah, as you can see, it looked like it was gonna go up. It went down. Right, it always does that. It's really completely random. Okay, and to go into depth There's just a billion different concepts that you can use to really like uh, like dissect the market and to get a good concept of what the market is. So I'm going to show you my macro time frame, where like this is like the mid time frame. It's not like the daily or the weekly or the monthly. But yeah, you can see the monthly. Like it's just like this, like a historic rally. Yeah, we can see that Bitcoin has definitely hit a turning point here, and we're currently in this giant range. It could pop back up here, it could drop right down below. We don't know that. As a trader, we don't know that, especially when you're playing with leverage and not just like as an investor that's willing to just buy and hold. We have to be accountable to these things. So we're really it's all about positioning, and if you're able to position yourself with the right metrics on your portfolio, you can eke out liquidity out of these markets. Like you can claim liquidity as your own. Like that's the whole point of this, right? Anyways, what was I saying? So I just wanted to like talk about like more about this like releasing thing and all that shit. Like it's definitely really hard when you're just like speaking to yourself and you have nobody to like bounce ideas off of. And like as I said before, like just ideas are just flowing into my mind like at a non-stop rate. So it's very helpful for me in general to be able to release that information, so I can get a nice record of it, even if I don't ever look at it again, which is good, considering that like the pace of progress has allowed us to just store all the data on the cloud. Like there's just it's so much information, so much video, by which I mean like videos that you won't be able to watch it in your lifetime. I think there's like probably 1,000 lifetime. I don't know. It's just an estimate like of how many hours of videos are out there, but it's probably is just a staggering number that it's just basically you can't watch it all in your lifetime, and we have that all stored in the cloud. So like that wasn't even like that is an extraordinary like technical thing, right? Like this is like inconceivable 25 years ago. We're gonna store like terabytes and terabytes of data, and we can like receive it on command. So that's what makes like AI so powerful, because they have all this data as well, right? Like, and they, 5 years ago we didn't have like this powerful of personal assistant in terms of like fetching data and like sorting through it all. We have all that now. Everybody has this where like, and I use like coding IDEs, and like I just like I obviously pay for the service because I think it's pretty useful. Like honestly, like some people would be like, you can't code, or like, you're not using the API for Claude. I don't fucking care, man. Just give me the IDE and give me the fucking built-in chatbot, and I'm happy enough. Anyways, on another tangent. So yeah, basically I'm doing all this for fun, and yeah, it's been like 1 year ago. I came back to Canada on February the 10th, around like the beginning of February, and I was like I think I paid down like I don't know $15,000 of my debt. Is that correct? Yeah, I paid a lot of debt out. down. And I still have, I don't know, like $10,000 worth of debt, $12,000 worth of debt left to pay, and that'll go down precipitously because like I have less interest to pay down, and then I have to pay down the car. Like I wish I got a better, I bought a beater in the first place, but that thing broke down immediately. So I was like, fuck it, I'm just gonna buy a new car. So that's like another $30,000. Like with interest, it's like 39 actually, because I got a shitty interest rate and some bullshit. But regardless, like we're gonna bring that interest rate down, and I'm probably gonna be out of pocket like $33,000 or $34,000, and for this $28,000 car or whatever, 29, including taxes and all that shit. So it's a nice little car. It has a 10-year warranty, so because it's a Mitsubishi, right? So I'm just hoping I'll just like keep that here as I become more worldly and more able to travel the world. I'm looking at other places, but yeah, it's just like something I'll keep here in Canada for if I ever like want to like just stay here, right? Like I'll always have a car, right? So that's kind of cool. And then yeah, like so yeah, that's my life. Just working working at the job that I used to have and making more money because they increased the wages due to inflation. Like inflation has helped me a lot because for sure your like your buying power like was more for less, I guess, and now we're making more to pay down that less amount, so that helps me a lot, and it's great. And I did this car hauling gig. I went and delivered new cars to dealerships, and like I'm very grateful for that experience because it taught me how hard life can get. Like that was a dangerous job. There was no way around it. Like there were many times you can get crushed. There are many times where you can get mangled and fucked up. Like that job, like I met a person there working, 60-year-old man, still working. Both his legs were shattered, and he's still working. So that's just showing you how difficult that fucking job is. It's not a joke. And they got treated like shit. And then due to some unforeseen circumstances, like this is like a real freak accident. It's not even an accident because like nothing happened. But like I didn't see a train in the CN yard, and then like because like I had a fucking Tacoma in the front of my in front of my truck, obscuring my vision. Somehow I didn't see it in the corner of my eye, and I cut off a train for like 1 second. They blew up. They totally fucking freaked out and just gaslit me because like there really was there was some danger, but it wasn't like a huge mistake in my opinion. But they blew it out of proportion, and I got fired for it. So whatever. Like literally no damage occurred, no injuries occurred. It's a total bullshit reason. But anyways, I'm actually extremely grateful for that because they would have had to pry me off that job. And it's December, right? And if I was still doing that job, it would be hell on earth. It'd be like negative 10 degrees Celsius, just total anarchy in the mountains because like people can't drive and they would just slide off, and I would be there in the midst of that chaos, and that would just be total shit. So you would just get stuck on the Coquihalla or whatever, and you'd be spending your night in the dismal cold, dealing with like God knows what. Like it's just so anyways, yeah, it would have been hell. So I got fired from that about 3 months ago, and then I got my old job back in the construction industry of high end real estate, and dealing with like $100 million homes. You get paid the industry average, like, or above industry average. I don't really know. Okay, like, but generally a truck driver here in Canada makes about like 80K a year, 90K a year, and that's about average. But the thing about this job is that it's very laid back. I would say that the workload, I'm working 5 times less than I was in my car hauling gig. Like, with that car hauling gig, I was busting my ass at a reasonable pace, and I was on track to make like 100K a year. So you're not taking a huge pay decrease, and my life is immeasurably better. Like, my lifestyle and like the amount of pain I had to deal with is just immeasurably better. Like, I had to work 6 hours in the cold, and in the like pouring rain, just like loading cars and shit, right? And you really get a sense and appreciate how difficult some of these masculine jobs are. Like, this job, like, there was literally not a single woman doing this occupation because they couldn't. It would just be too hard on them. And if there was, I never met one. There might be like one in the entire industry, but like, yeah, this job is no joke. And like, the reason I got into car hauling is because I thought they made like really good money, but they haven't got a pay raise in like 25 years or 20 years or whatever. They're still getting paid the same rates as they did back in 2005, and that's mainly due to the like job market and like the pressures of a large workforce coming from out of nowhere in Canada. But yeah, anyway, so this job that I'm currently at, like, you're getting paid the industry standard, but the workload is like 5 times less, and like, it's not even measurable. It's just like the work is just not like permanently damaging. But anyways, that job, the car hauling job, it was an adventure. Like, I went everywhere. I went to Cranbrook, I went to Terrace, and that was it was absolutely beautiful. It was majestic. It was literally everything you could think of as a truck driver, like how beautiful it was. It was really romantic. Just this lone truck driver, just in the Great Plains, just trucking, just hauling ass, right? So it's like really fun, but you don't really get to stay anywhere really for a long time. That was really cool, really cool, and I'm very grateful for that experience. But you should have gotten paid more. But anyways, I did that for about 6 months. Got trained for about 2 months, and I worked for another 5 months, and yeah, I got a good payout for it, I guess. But anyways, it seemed like it was like as if God himself decided, yo, you're not doing this job is too dangerous. Because I swear to God, like, winter months, like, you would have gotten creamed. Like, just like, you would have to put chains on. There's so many weather events like right now that are just absolutely insane. Like, it's indescribable, like how absolutely much of a nightmare it would have been to put on chains and do all that shit. You wouldn't even understand how painful it is until you do it, basically. And it looks like gold is kind of doing some shit right now. Like, I'm thinking about like this. Okay, yeah, so we can see that this is pretty fucked up right here. I do believe that the majority of the volatility is over, so we could definitely stake a bid here at 4,300, but we don't really want to do that because that would indicate a further decline actually. So we don't actually want to play this market. We could play it short, right? Which is definitely the play, but we don't do that because of the fact that we don't play against the trend. We don't play against the majority of the trend. Okay, like it's really like about preserving money. So you have all these systems in place as a trader, and you just don't deviate from it. So yeah, we really are just waiting for the trend to break back above this level, and then we'll look for a pullback, and then we enter. So there's a lot of patience. Anyways, what was I saying? So it's, how long has it been? It's already been 30 minutes, and then I've just been talking nonstop. So yeah, I have a lot of ideas on my mind that I've been building up, and like, I'm just dumping it all. I'm just throwing it all out there, like just unloading everything that I've been thinking about for the past few months. Yeah, so basically, yeah, everything I say, like, it's very precise, very very meaningful. Like, I don't really like to speak, and if I do speak words, they have to be exactly what I mean. Otherwise, I'm not really happy about what and that's why I like I'm very very thoughtful of my words. Like, I just don't. Hey, look, there's like a rainbow on this line. That's interesting. Turns into a rainbow. Yeah. So going off on this tangent, I just want to be able to say, like, yeah, like, it's this form factor, or this like type of content that I'm creating, like, it's purely just for fun. Like, it's purely just for my own purposes. Like, if someone else gets some value from that and begins to follow, I would be forever thankful for your support, because yeah, let's keep it real, man. Like, if you like what you hear, and like if it benefits you in some way, then yeah. Honestly, I'll continue to forget that. Oh my god, it's cold now. Turn on the heat. So yeah, like, I want to see the market stabilize. Like, this thing is stabilized already, but it hasn't. Okay, we need to look for another bounce here. Otherwise, that would be the bare minimum for me to even consider a position right now. But yeah, so if you're able to be patient and to develop a sound hypothesis, which requires far more than like what words can explain, you can develop an income, and we're pretty much on track to scale like to thousands of dollars a month. Like, that's just like on the low end. We can, like, this industry and this business, you can make however much money you desire. All right, if you want to make $1,000 grand, $1 million a month, that's possible. But you have to be pretty ingenious and just like be exactly as you think. It's just civilizational, complete order amidst chaos. So that's the basic gist of being a market maker and shit. And you can basically formulate and create your portfolio however you want to minimize drawdown and risk, and to maximize gains, to maximize profit factor. So anyways, like, go off onto all these tangents, as I say. Like, that's just who I am, because I told you, like, my brain is just out of this world. I just a million thoughts a second, right? So, okay, so we talked about the car hauling job that I had, and yeah, it was fun. Like the rig, and like it's just got to drive all of these nice cars, Lexuses, Cadillacs, all that cool stuff, and it was fun. So I kind of missed that job. So it was definitely, it taught me a lot of how difficult life can get, and how unfair things. Because like these people, they were like the management. They were total dickwads. I don't even understand what the hell their complex was, but they treated their truck drivers like shit for some reason, or at least that's what I got the feeling of. And as I said, the pay wasn't so great for the work. Like, you should have been paid like 150 grand for that kind of work, for that kind of risk, and for that kind of skill, and for that kind of workload, because you were working nonstop, like 70 hours of actual work, 60 hours of actual work per week, and you're sleeping in the truck. So you're probably doing company shit for like 100 hours, 120 hours a week, just doing dumb shit. So anyways, enough of that. I can keep on talking about that. What I really wanted to talk about is retention, and like what's really going on in my mind is like that. Yeah, man, like, so, oh yeah, because I wanted to provide a timeline of what was going on. So I was in China for 2 years, and I was doing that job for like 6 months, and then I was doing this job, the dump trucking job, for like 3 months, and and it really does not, like, it really goes against my entire lifestyle when I release and to like do dumb shit, right? It's just like, you just produce a tremendous amount of sadness. Like, I am super sad when I do this. Like, when I go, like when I do like that, I don't know, like, it's not like, okay, anyways, so I was in China for 2 years. I was like, I met my mom, and like, yeah. So anyways, I retained for like 6 months when I was with my mom, and like, that was a long time, right? To not do anything sexual, and to be completely pure and innocent, right? Like, that was a really good time, and like, you really do create like a profound amount of like life, of actual living, like going through all the hardship, and just, no matter what, you're just gonna be a normal person and not succumb to urges. I don't know what it is. It's like a total, like, subconscious thing. I really want to place the correct words for what I'm trying to describe here. It's like, I have a whole bunch of notes, right? So I can use that. All right. Basically, it's like a very sacred energy, and like, people can detect your energy, and like what kind of like I don't want to say, I guess that, yeah, it's just like complete degeneracy, right? Like, to do that shit, right? And to be this like observer of like watching other people do sex and shit. Like, it's just like, it's not good, right? And like to not release your real undeserved is to be innocent, to enjoy life in its fullest, and to appreciate every moment as God intended. It's about respect. They must submit and obey the king. Right? Because like I struggle to put these things in words, and it's a little bit embarrassing, right? Obviously, like as men, we don't really want to talk about this, but I'm just gonna document this, right? Because yeah, it just produces a tremendous amount of sadness, and like you just don't want to do it. It's indescribable. It's not something you can put into words, or something that I really want to put into words that I would be comfortable in saying, I guess. But it's like, because like lust is a really tricky monster. It's like it just you don't even know if it's edging or not, and you should really be sharing this energy with someone you love, and not with your hand, or like just just doing all sorts of random shit. It's just like wasting it, I guess. Yeah, like that's pretty much basically what I'm trying to say. Like, it's not the masculine mindset, it's not the masculine frame, because it is gay. It is like you're doing something that like is a very animalistic and savage thing to do, like because monkeys do it, right? Like it's like you don't want to be like that, and it's okay to fail as long as you plop yourself back up again and continue to ride the horse. And yeah, it reduces your confidence. Like you don't want, like it's like a subconscious thing, like this, like because there's a collective unconsciousness, and like I think people pick that up, like when you do something degenerate and like go completely like savage and gluttonous or whatever. It's just not a good place to be. So it requires total sacrifice. It requires that you are willingly like understanding your fate, and to completely work towards the goal, understanding that it requires sacrifice, I guess. So it doesn't work. Okay, you can't do that and expect positive results. Like your energy must be put somewhere to good use. It's really hard to say. Like I don't even know how to explain it. Like wasting time here. But everything's gonna be posted. Everything is gonna be documented now, because yeah, it definitely has to do a lot with embarrassment and how society looks at you and frames you, and you have to be the man, right? You have to be the one that has everything, and to be successful, and to make tons of money, and have a property or whatever, and like have tons of resources. That's definitely the goal. And to do that is to be disingenuous to your own true self, to like it's basically letting other people win, which is it's very embarrassing to say. It's very tough to say, like to give in to that, right? Like it feels like you're giving up. It feels like you're like making other people correct or whatever, like that, like because like when you go out into society, or like I don't even like calling it society because they're constant, they're like not society, but like yeah, like when you're going out, I think there's like this energy field thing going on. Definitely has a lot to do with the toroid energy field of your heart or whatever. Like we don't really talk about it, and like generally in day-to-day life you won't really like care about it or notice it, but like when you get to the extremes, you definitely do start noticing that how everything is based on perception, and like everything is filtered through your consciousness and through your perception. So there's no actual reality. Everything is based on what you perceive. And when you go through that fabric, like when you see that fabric break down, or like weird things happen, you can notice it, and like that's what your intuition, like that's what intuition is. Like you can't really place things into words, and to placing things into words is to be able to communicate it to other people, but you will never be able to fully rinse out what you're trying to say. And yeah, so like really we've been going off on this tangent for a huge amount of time. I still haven't been able to dissect like what I'm trying to say here. Maybe we'll get ChatGPT, or I don't even want to say ChatGPT, like just an LLM to dissect what I'm trying to say and to condense it down into like more bite-sized format. But yeah. But anyways, so yeah, like we've been making this progress. I really want to break it down, like to just come into complete conclusion of what I'm trying to say. Like I know it's not the best of what I want, like not the best explanation, but I think if you can understand what I'm trying to say, I've made some good points. I don't want to waste any more time. Okay, so like I've done this retention journey for like 6 months, 4 months, and then this recent one was 2 months. But the next one, I'm not gonna even, like, you can't even, like, it's not even a part of you. Basically, it can't be a part of you, like, because that's just not the warrior's journey. It's not the hero's journey. It's to be comfortable with mediocrity, to be average, to be comfortable with comfort, and to not be in your uncomfortable zone, and to not seek new experiences, and to take on the world or whatever the fuck, to challenge your enemies or whatever, and to accomplish your goals. So yeah, so this and I've pretty much made it resolute, and I'm gonna be posting this to make it concrete, at least somewhat concrete in the digital realm. That so yeah, you basically just can't release. Don't even think about it. It's not even a part of you. It's not even a possibility, basically. And you have to get to that mindset where it's just, it's not. It's just, yeah, you have to get to that mindset. And you want to get to that mindset. What other notes have I written down here? Like I wrote some notes this last night. Yeah, basically I have pretty much, like, I used to smoke a ton of weed, right? Like, and I even gave that up. I gave so many things up to become the person that I'm supposed to become, right? So yeah, it requires total sacrifice. And it's totally about respect. It's about respect for yourself. and to not waste your energy. And yeah, like you don't want to do that. So yeah, you just gotta use that energy properly, and you can't let I you just can't let society dictate what you are and what your life is gonna be about. Like they and as you know, it's all about borrowing from others. Like Carl Jung is a brilliant mind. Like everything that's already like has happened to me has probably already been done. Like I'm pretty sure has already been done, and you can just borrow concepts from brilliant people that like have described this problem in a better format, or like have put it more succinctly. And like to use Carl Jung's freaking concepts, like they're very useful. Like we can just go here. Let me see here. Like was it here? Yeah. So yeah, it very much has to do with this, right? Like you know, people like to like manipulate you, right? Um, Oh, basically, when people like project their perception on you, it's like you can totally see it, and um, mm, I'm trying to find the second fucking thing, like the blah 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 blah, you know. Yeah, they become targets for what Jung extensively documented as shadow projection. Okay, it's all about superiority. Like I don't really know like what these people like are. Like, there's such a need of scarcity that they're like complete cunts to other people, like because they just I like yeah, they're just like inferior in that way, I guess. But yeah, these are all superb concepts, and like they tell you what you are thinking, what you're feeling, and what you are intending. And they do it with such conviction that you start questioning your own reality. So, yeah, they're gaslighting. You know, they have a very not neuroplastic mind. They want it their way, right? So it's just like dealing with the bullshit of society. Okay, I think that's it. I think I'll cut it there, and we can just upload this entire thing to YouTube. I think I'll put some video game footage, and that'll be it.